the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, has suspended its programs and projects in Ethiopia. This decision has sent shockwaves through the nation, particularly among civil society organizations that rely heavily on USAID funding. USAID has been a crucial partner for Ethiopia for decades, providing support in various sectors including healthcare, education, agriculture, and good governance. The reasons behind the suspension have not been officially disclosed. However, sources suggest that the decision is linked to concerns over the ongoing conflict in the Tigray region and the humanitarian crisis it has triggered. The Ethiopian government has faced criticism for its handling of the conflict, including allegations of human rights abuses and obstruction of humanitarian aid. The suspension is expected to exacerbate the humanitarian situation and hinder progress towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. It comes at a time when the country is grappling with multiple challenges, including the ongoing conflict, a severe drought, and the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. The suspension of USAID programs is a major setback for Ethiopia's development trajectory. The Ethiopian Civil Society Organizations Council, or ECSOC, has expressed deep concern over the suspension of USAID programs in Ethiopia. ECSOC, the apex body representing Ethiopian civil society organizations, warns of severe consequences for the country's development and humanitarian work. The organization emphasizes the crucial role of USAID funding for numerous CSOs working on the front lines of critical issues. Many CSOs rely heavily on USAID funding to implement their programs and projects. The sudden halt in funding threatens to cripple their operations, forcing them to scale down or even shut down entirely. This loss of capacity will have a ripple effect, undermining development efforts and leaving vulnerable communities without essential services. The uncertainty surrounding the resumption of USAID funding makes it challenging for CSOs to plan and implement long-term projects. ECSOC emphasizes that the suspension comes at a particularly precarious time for Ethiopia. The country is already grappling with the aftermath of the Tigray conflict, a devastating drought, and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The suspension of USAID programs adds another layer of complexity to an already dire situation, potentially exacerbating existing vulnerabilities and hindering recovery efforts. In response to the USAID program suspension, ECSOC has swiftly taken action to address the situation. They are engaging with key stakeholders to ensure the continuity of essential services. ECSOC is also conducting an impact assessment to understand the full extent of the suspension. They are seeking partnerships and alternative funding sources to support Ethiopian CSOs. The Authority for Civil Society Organizations, or ACSO, has acknowledged ECSOC's concerns and pledged to address the challenges from the USAID program suspension. ACSO recognizes the crucial role civil society organizations play in Ethiopia's development and the disruption caused by the funding halt. The authority is working closely with ECSOC and other stakeholders to find solutions. ACSO has initiated a data collection process to assess the impact on CSOs and the sector. This assessment will gather information on affected projects, funding lost, and impacted beneficiaries. ACSO plans to hold a public consultation forum with CSOs, government agencies, and development partners. The aim is to facilitate dialogue and explore solutions to the challenges posed by the USAID suspension. ACSO is reviewing its regulatory framework to create a more enabling environment for CSOs. The suspension of USAID programs in Ethiopia has created significant uncertainty for the country's development trajectory. ECSOC, ACSO, and other stakeholders are navigating uncharted territory, working diligently to mitigate the immediate fallout and chart a course for the future. ECSOC continues to advocate for the resumption of USAID programs, emphasizing the importance of continued partnership in advancing Ethiopia's development goals. The organization remains committed to working with all stakeholders to find sustainable solutions that ensure the well-being of the Ethiopian people and the fulfillment of their development aspirations. The upcoming public consultation forum organized by ACSO is a crucial step in the right direction. This forum presents an opportunity for open dialogue, collaborative problem-solving, and the development of a unified approach to addressing the challenges posed by the USAID suspension. Development partners need to step up their support for Ethiopian CSOs, providing alternative funding sources and technical assistance to help them navigate the current situation and continue their vital work.